everybody doing tonight? Hey, I appreciate y'all being here for the live tonight. Hey, Janine. Hey, Cherie. Fun. Never made a live before. Awesome. I appreciate you being here. Janine said getting ahead of myself. Yep. 7:30 right now. So, Lynn, Thursday night. How you doing? Hey, Benita. Welcome to your first live. Hey, Wallflower. Hey, this bread video, I know a lot of you have made it. A lot of you posted pictures in the Facebook group and everything, which is awesome. If you're not in the Facebook group, I put a link right down there in the description so you can go in and join the group as a private group. And it's a place where you can go in if you make any recipes, whether they're mine or somebody else's, or if you got any recipes that you enjoy, then you can post them in there. So it's been really successful. I've really enjoyed being able, because YouTube doesn't let you post pictures in here, unfortunately. And I've heard they may be changing that in the future, but as of right now, they don't let you post any pictures. So, oh, hey, Carolyn, and hey, Patty. Hey, is the audio okay? I can't tell myself. I can tell it's going through, but I can't tell how it sounds. So if everything sounds good, let me know. So great. I wouldn't say I sound good because there's a lot of allergen kind of stuff going on down here in South Carolina right now. So I'm doing the best I can with that. That goldenrod and all that stuff's gonna be coming out soon. So every time I go outside, it's like there's stuff everywhere. So but anyway, as long as you can hear me, that's the main thing. So I'm glad everybody's here, and let me know if it's your first time being here and where you're from and all that good stuff. Since Carolyn's here, I've got Carolyn, I got your questions off the Facebook group. And again, I apologize. I'm drinking some of this coffee. This is my last little bit of the Winter Magic coffee, which, by the way, if you saw the coffee video, this is the coffee that I was talking about. And the guy that founded that company, he's up in Ohio, so I don't know him. Donna had sent me a sample of some of the coffees that he has. And I mean, to me, they're some of the best coffees I've ever had. But anyway, he was on his local news station in Cleveland yesterday. And so he sent me an email because he knows I enjoy his coffees, and he's not sponsoring the video or anything, but I do love the coffees. So I told him that I would put a link down there to the video he did with the news channel, which is really cool. He blends all these coffees. They're organic and really good quality, and the flavors are phenomenal. So, but anyway, because of that news story, he was doing like a 20% off deal to anybody that was, you don't have to have a coupon code or anything like that. He was just putting it out there. So anybody that orders anything off that website through tonight at midnight gets 20% off. So anyway, if you're interested in some great coffee, that's what I'm drinking, but I'm about out. So I got to order some after I get off this. But anyway, I said that to say this. Facebook, I'm trying to drink coffee to keep going here, but so Carolyn, your brand of vanilla I see you use, and your favorite olive oil. So my favorite, the brand of vanilla that I use, I get it at Sam's Club because it is the most inexpensive way I can buy it. It's a good Madagascar vanilla, and it's super inexpensive compared to getting a tiny jar like that for like $10, or getting, that big one that I have. It's like $8 or something, and it's 4 times the amount. So pretty much whatever I use, other than kitchen tools, ingredients, as long as they're decent quality, I'm gonna go with what is the least inexpensive. So that's where I get it, is at Sam's. And let's see, you had another question on there. Favorite olive oil. So favorite olive oil, I always get olive oil at Sam's also. And the thing I look for on olive oil is I want it to be single source. And what I mean by that is, if you'll look on the back, a true extra virgin olive oil has to have a country of origin. And if you see multiple countries on there, what you're getting may not be olive oil. Um, the more places the olive oil travels to, the better chances there are of them being cut with like canola oil or other kind of seed oils. If it's a single source, like if it says product of Italy, especially a single estate, or a product of Spain, then you're 90% sure that it's going to be a good quality olive oil. But there's so little regulation. There's a lot of regulation in Europe. There's a lot of regulation on true olive oils, and you'll see stickers and things like that on a good true olive oil. But once it goes to other countries, Tunisia's a big one. They'll cut it with the cheapest oils they can find to try to make the most profit they can make. So the main thing in selecting, you want it to be extra virgin, single source. So if you see one country of origin and it says extra virgin, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get a good olive oil. So a lot of the ones at Sam's have abbreviations for countries on it, and there might be 6 or 7 countries on there. You just don't know what you're getting. So that's the kind of olive oil that I like as a single source. Let's see. Oh yeah, please give me a thumbs up. Share this video if you know anybody you think it might help. This wanting to start keto, might have questions about keto or whatever the case may be. Definitely help me out that way. That'd be awesome. Let's see. And let's see. Easy keto cookies. Now there are that Duncan Hines that I had the yellow cake mix with, makes a pretty good, decently clean chocolate chip cookie. I am coming out with a chocolate chip cookie video and some different other cookies. I did a snickerdoodle cookie last year because one of my subscribers asked me to do that when Keto Chow came out with their snickerdoodle keto chow. I made a really good cookie out of that too. So go back and look for that one. If I can remember after this, I'll try to put down in the comments, but that's a good one. Pork chops, easy and tender suggestions, possibly in an air fryer. Yes, air fryer is probably, if you get a decent air fryer, that's probably the best way to go in my opinion. If you have trouble with cooking them in any way. Tuesday, my favorite air fryer is this Typher air fryer that I got, the huge one. I actually made wings for me and my son tonight in that thing. We put something like 28 or 29 of the full size wings in there. And I mean, we chowed down. If you do the smaller ones, I fit like 34. I think they say 30 on their website. But anyway, I had another company send me an air fryer that I tried out. And so that video is coming out on Tuesday. I did a butter chicken recipe with that, but it's got a probe in it. So if you're looking for an air fryer and you want something inexpensive, it doesn't take up much room, we're going to put that one in our camper. And it's really, it's a good size. We cooked 4 chicken thighs in it. And it's about that size, but it doesn't take up a whole lot of room, but it's got a temperature probe that you stick in the meat. So there's no chance you're going to overcook or undercook the meat. So pork chops, I would say get the thick sliced pork chops. You can either do, like I do a reverse sear. I did the first live I ever did was like a vertical live. So it was straight up and down. It was pretty weird. I think Lynn was on there. Joe was on there. There's just very few people. I didn't have a whole lot of subscribers back then. But I did a reverse sear pork chop. I smoked it and did a reverse sear on it. I believe. I think if memory serves me, that's another good way to do it, is cook it kind of low and slow or smoke it and then hard sear in the pan. That's another good way to do that. So yeah, appreciate you. If y'all want to put any questions in, you can always go to the Facebook group, the Keto Carnivore Tribe, Southern Keto's Keto Low Carb Carnivore Tribe, and you can put questions in there ahead of time. If you can't make the live and you want to watch it after the fact, then I'll be sure to answer your questions if you put them in there. Hey, Tuesday Elder. And hey, Tina. Patty, hello. Glad y'all are all here. First time catching you live from Chicago. First time here from Utah, doing a restart after shoulder replacement surgery. So hope you're recovering well from that. I know that is not an easy surgery, kind of like hip replacement. It's something that you got to use all the time, and it's hard. It's hard to rest. Barbara says hello from Gray, Louisiana. Hey Joe, frozen sausage pizza crust worked fine. Awesome. Yeah, I did Joe's in that first air fryer video I did Joe's sausage crust pizza, and he said he was going to do it from frozen, and so he said it worked out fine, which is good because a lot of times quick and easy is the best way to go. Josh, I am not fluent in Spanish, so I may need a translator. If anybody can translate Josh's question for me, I would appreciate it. I know K means what is como estás. I do know that, but what is chicos? Unfortunately, I'm not fluent in Spanish. I took French in high school for some reason. I've never used it since and barely passed it the first time around. Should have taken Spanish, but I did not. What are your thoughts on sugar derivatives as ingredients for keto, like maltodextrin, dextrose, etc.? My opinion on that is, and it's just like with anything else, like the pizza crust that I did from the Great Low Carb Bread Company, I would tell everybody to go and check your blood sugar. If you don't have like a blood glucose monitor or a tester that you can just, stick your finger, they're real cheap. I would definitely go get one. And I don't myself like maltodextrin, dextrose, because I just think the blood sugar response is worse in just about everybody I know, worse than sugar itself. But they stuff it in like the regular Splenda, because it bulks it up. It's actually a starch. It's not a sweetener, but they put it in there. And so the starch response, just like rice or anything else, turns to a sugar, and most likely it'll spike your blood sugar more than sugar itself. If it doesn't, and you test it an hour and 2 hours after you eat, and it doesn't affect you, then go for it. I would say. I mean, the main thing with the sweeteners and the starches like that is the blood sugar response and how it causes inflammation in the body. And so if it doesn't, for some reason for you, but the glycemic index is higher than it is in sugar, so I don't know how it wouldn't, but everybody is different in this low carb and keto community, so your body may respond to it differently than anybody else's does. So I just say check it, a baseline of what your blood sugar is, eat, check it an hour afterwards, and then check it 2 hours afterwards. And if it stays relatively level, of course, after you eat, it's going to go up a little bit anyway. But if it doesn't spike, and get into an abnormal range, then try it. I know some people do the sucralose sweeteners that are kind of cut, I would say, with the maltodextrin, and seem to do okay. But I mean, myself, I don't eat it. Oh, hey, Donna. Donna made it tonight, finally. You must have got off work a little early. Yes, Miller says hello. Hi. Jan, you're welcome on the olive oil labeling. It's one of those tricky things of how the food companies can get away with things, and you don't even know it. There's stuff labeled as olive oil that could be as little as 20% actual extra virgin olive oil. So it's one of those things that we should really regulate more. Europe's a whole lot better, I believe, than we are. But then I hear a lot of comments also that make me think otherwise. So Carrie, hello, first time catching a live. Carrie says, why did the pecan pie become a stand-up comedian? Because it always cracked jokes. I love it. Speaking of which, it's about that pecan pie season again. So I did a pecan pie video last year, and I actually did the crust again that I made the keto crust last year, and I'm doing an apple pie coming up. So don't tell anybody, they'll all be doing it. Can fly since he made wings. Yeah. Hey, those wings were good too, I'm telling you. You have to check the temp of the air when you're air frying. Yeah, this I really love these ones with probes in them, or putting your own temperature probe inside the meat, just so you don't overcook them or undercook them. Tonight, I mean, normally I'll preheat the air fryer for a couple minutes before I do it. Tonight, the wings were actually still a little bit frozen. I just got them today, and I got them home, and I'm like, man, they're still a little bit frozen. And so I just I put the temperature probe in there, on the Typher, not the one I was talking about, but I put the temp probe in the biggest one. When it was good, they were all good. Catherine says, found you yesterday binging your recipes. Awesome. Loving it. Do you have a recipe book out? No, I do not. But I do plan on hopefully doing one next year. I just need a little more time. Right now is kind of a busy season in my regular job, and the fall slows down a little bit for me. And winter is pretty much non-existent for my business. So that's the time I'm going to try to put into making a recipe book, cookbook, maybe ebook, something like that. So hopefully that's going to come to fruition within the next year anyway. Devil Waldo says, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting? I've been doing keto for almost 2 years, lost over 130 pounds, which is awesome, and never done fasting, but was thinking of trying it. Well, I'll tell you, personally, I've done intermittent fasting for probably 2 years now. I don't, now, if we're camping, that's a little different story, because that's kind of a special thing, or like if we got family events or things like that where people are eating breakfast, or we'll go to like if a breakfast buffet closes at 11 o'clock if we're on vacation or whatever, I'm going to go hit it and eat all their eggs and bacon and sausage till they run me out of there. Normally, I don't eat till 2, 3 o'clock, if then. Most times I eat one meal a day, but one meal a day is going to have a dessert at the end, maybe a couple hours later too. So I would say like an eating window. I think it works really well, especially if you're kind of stuck on keto. Like my wife, for example, she can't do it. She's got to eat like a lunch every day. We're like, she's like, oh, do you want me to make this? Or, if she's making like some of those stuffed peppers or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm not really hungry. So I only eat when I'm hungry. But if you get hungry, your body knows best. So if you want to try intermittent fasting, I would just say eat like normal. And then like if you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then push that breakfast out an hour. And then eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. And then push that breakfast out 2 hours. Then probably you could just do lunch and dinner and just keep working at it like that. And you may be able to eventually do one meal a day. I know a lot of people that only do one meal a day. And I do for the most part. But a lot of times I will do twice a day, especially if I'm working and busy and all those things. So hope that helps. Yeah, Lynn, you're a part of the OG. That's for sure. You're on that first live I did. It was vertical, straight up and down. I was trying to cook on a smoker and a grill, and that was a mess. It's hard doing straight up and down videos and trying to cook live for sure. And I hope to do some of these lives in the kitchen eventually, but I'm not at that point yet. Got a whole lot more things to set up first. Hey to Java Junkie. So I know you're probably drinking some coffee too. Carrie melting in the Texas 100 degrees. I know it's hot down there. Hey, we actually got a reprieve today, yesterday, and the day before. It's been in the low 80s here, that never happens in South Carolina. It's always 95 to 100 degrees here this time of year. So, hey, I'm enjoying that. Yeah, thanks, Donna. Yeah, copy the recipes. I put all the recipes in the description up under the videos. So, yeah, you can copy and paste them for sure. And you hit that see more. They don't make it easy to do, but they're all in there. I put every one of them. So in case I mess up, forget to mention something, or forget to mention an amount or whatever, you got the exact amounts of everything down in the description. Jan says, done chicken crust pizza and like it. Yeah, the chicken crust is good. It's nice and easy. We do that sometimes too. Mike Evans, good evening. Found you through your pizza crust recipe. My wife and I love your channel. We do a lot of gluten-free keto and really enjoy your recipes. Well, Mike, I appreciate you being here. and I'm glad you found me. And Carolyn says, do you use keto chow shakes? I will try the snickerdoodle cookies. I have some keto chow. I do. I actually do keto chow every once in a while. If I am on the go, especially if I'm working a lot, I will mix up a keto chow the night before and throw it in a cooler and take it with me just in case I get hungry, midday or whatever from working. Or during the holidays when we do our shows, my wife's got a soap and bath products business. And so when we do our shows and things, that's what we live on, because you ain't got time to go and get a hamburger and eat a hamburger when you got dozens of people coming up to your booth and stuff. So the keto chow is just real easy. So I do it. I don't do it often, but I got a bag or two sitting up in the pantry that I'll do. And that snickerdoodle one I thought was really good. Donna says maltodextrin is almost 2 times the glycemic index of regular sugar. Yep, it does. That's why I don't do it. It doesn't work for me personally, but I advise everybody 2 things. 1, check your blood sugar, and 2, check your macros. Any recipe out there, whether it's mine or somebody else's, I recommend you use Carb Manager. And I get these questions all the time, and I say that, but I actually did a thumbnail on this video that's coming up Tuesday, or excuse me, the video coming up Saturday, where I did put the amount of carbs in the thumbnail itself, because you just can't mess that up. There's no possible way, no matter what other ingredients you use, it's going to be that no matter what. But I always advise that you use Carb Manager, put the brands that you use in, because I tried some recipes from some big keto YouTubers that advertised it all over the thumbnail that said, hey, it's what such amount of carbs, and it was 3 times that amount. So I would advise taking control of your own health, taking those recipes, plugging them into Carb Manager, use the exact brands of ingredients you're using, and check every single one of them, because I'm telling you, some of them ain't right. And that's why I don't get into that. I take the 2-3 minutes it takes to plug it in, find out for yourself, and take control of your own health. Don't let anybody tell you this is what it is. And unfortunately, you can't believe all of them. What model of glucose monitor do you use? I'll have to find it. It's downstairs. I don't know what the brand is. It's in the box. I probably should know, but if I remember, I will go and put it down in the description. I know I bought it at Walgreens. As a matter of fact, I think it's the Walgreens brand. I'm 90% that it's the Walgreens brand. I know I went in and bought it one day just so I could start checking everything. But I'll find a good one you can get on Amazon too, and link it down there as well. Because the inexpensive ones are fine, and you want one that you can universally buy the test strips for. Because all of them, some of them you have to buy that brand's test strips. I don't go for that. Test strips should work universally, in my opinion. My personal rule on sugar and its other names, if it's in the first 3 ingredients, no. Yep, that's a good rule to go by. So we're talking about sugar. We're talking about maltodextrin, dextrose. You can look it up. I need to make a video about that, of all the sugars, because they call it so many things just to trick people. It's really a shame that the higher ups don't do something about that for their citizens. But if they don't have a sugar response high, they may not be type 2 diabetic. It's possible, but I think that the maltodextrin, especially, I haven't heard of anybody that doesn't affect in that way, because the glycemic index is so high. But that is possible. You may know more about that than I do. But Carol said, "Oh, hey Josh, how you doing? Oh, hey Donna, I've already been talking to you, but hello." Carolyn says, "I can't use maltodextrin." Yeah, I don't either. Saw the time, couldn't get YouTube to load. I saw your comments on the coffee. Yeah, that's some good coffee, I'm telling you. Europe doesn't allow allulose, which is, in my opinion, that's a little odd, because the health benefits of allulose have been tested. They've been studied, and there's some good health benefits to allulose. versus, I mean, there's always a study about erythritol coming out. There was this one that came out a couple weeks ago, and now CNN's picking up on it. A lot of these other networks are picking up on it, that it causes blood clotting, all this stuff. And they used 20 people in this study. You don't know who the study's funded by, so I mean, they can manipulate. You watch some of my old Keto in the Car or some of my videos that I did, kind of exposing some of this stuff. I'd love to do more eventually, but if you watch some of those, you'll know that they don't have your best interest in mind all the time. But allulose, for sure, is not bad at all. But these erythritol studies, I mean, they're giving people 20, 30 grams. You don't know who's paying for the study. You can't test 20 people and tell me conclusively that erythritol does anything. So, Kathy Buchanan, hey, thank you so much for being a member. And I want to, before I go on, I wanted to thank some of our other members of the Southern Keto family. The members on this page that are giving some money every month to kind of help support me on this. So Brenda Johnson, Georgiana, Cheryl, Love for Life, and Kathy Buchanan. Appreciate y'all supporting my channel. That really means a lot to me. These, especially developing these recipes, it gets expensive. This darn bread I did, even though it came out good, I can't tell you the amount of pork rinds I went through to get to it. And apparently this chicken flour is working good too. So I'm gonna try that out for sure. Let's see. Truth Matters. Hey, there you are. Caught a live by accident last week. Made sure to be here this week. You're a few minutes late, but hey, that's all good. It's all good. Good to see everybody, she said. Catherine, just diagnosed diabetic and got to change things up. Well, you have come to the right place. Keto is definitely something. I mean, the main thing is getting rid of that sugar, getting rid of my video I've got coming out on Saturday. I'll just tell you, I made Paula Dean's banana pudding recipe keto. So that's the one I got coming out on this Saturday. But Paula Dean herself, she had a heart attack. Everybody blamed the butter. No, it's the butter. She needs to stop with the butter. It wasn't the butter. She said herself, hey, how I got healthy and lost all the weight, I took everything white out of the house. I took out the flour. I took out the sugar. And she looks amazing. If you hadn't seen Paula Dean lately, she's lost a lot of weight, looks a whole lot healthier. But it wasn't the butter that did it, guys. It was all the rices, the flours, the carbs turned to sugar. So that's what happens. But she knows now. So love to have her as a part of the keto community eventually. But anyway, that's the video for that. But Catherine, yes, definitely cutting out the sugar, cutting out the starches and all that. And hopefully, depending on what your end goals are, I hope I can help you. That's what I'm here to do, is to help you still eat the recipes and the foods that you like, but do it a whole lot healthier. I have to look that up since I've seen a lot of your videos. Yep. Oh, Lynn, I just answered your question before I even saw it, but it's a nanner pudding video, and it's also how I make my keto milk. I've been wanting to do a keto milk thing because there's a lot of things I got coming up for the fall and winter that use like a keto milk that I make, and I've seen some videos out there where they'll take like 15 minutes to explain how to make a keto milk, and it's literally 3 ingredients. So I stuffed that one into this one too, so you ain't got to watch 2 videos. But if I ever make anything in the future, just remember the banana pudding video is one you go to see the keto milk, and I'm sure I'll link it for you in the description. But so I'm doing my keto whole milk and nanner pudding, and it is awesome. So I always test all this stuff out on my son because he's not keto. And if he loves it and he wants more, then it's a good one. So that's Truth Matter. Did you try the hot bacon dressing yet? I have not. It is on my list, but I hadn't tried it yet. Carolyn says, is there a particular brand of bacon you prefer that doesn't have lots of sugar? Aldi's. Aldi to me is the absolute best bacon. I use that microwave bacon grill. I don't use anything else to cook bacon with anymore. I've even got one for the camper. So when we go camping, I'll usually cook that in the microwave, then take some of the bacon grease, take it out of the griddle and cook my meat or my eggs or whatever. So Aldi to me comes out the crispiest always. If you don't have an Aldi, my second favorite is probably Carolina Pride, but the only thing is you can't get that everywhere. So to me, the Hormel is always hit or miss. Most of the big brands are hit or miss. Oscar Mayer's is probably the most consistent with all the big brands. But if you got an Aldi's near you, you cannot beat that bacon. And I just went to Aldi's today to get footage for my shorts tomorrow with the best keto deals at Aldi. And so before the crowds get there, the bacon's $3.99 again this week at Aldi. So, and even though they do cure it in sugar, but the residual amount of sugar that's left in it is minuscule. So even if it's sugar cured, you're not going to get enough sugar in there to amount to anything unless you're doing like candied bacon and there's like, a sugar coating on it and they cook it. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of sugar, residual sugars being in there because it cooks out. Let's see. Heather says, good evening. Just found your channel about a week ago. Love the recipes of yours that I've tried so far. Thank you very much. Heather, I hope you have tried that bread. I don't know if you have or not, but that's one that I've been working on for a long time, and it's really good. People have been substituting chicken flour too, so I may have to make another video after I make some chicken flour. I got a couple of people that told me how they make chicken flour, and I'm going to try them out and see which way I like the best and probably do that too. So I know a lot of people don't like pork rinds or don't eat pork, but man, that bread is absolutely delicious. And my wife does not like pork rinds. She will not eat pork rinds, even if I dip it in a, French onion dip, or I can't disguise it enough. The only two ways she'll eat it is in those Rice Krispie treats or in the bread. So, and she doesn't like the eggs either. So it's not, to me, it's not eggy or pork rindy, but y'all be the judge of that. Donna says, by this time next year, you're going to have 100,000 subscribers and doing this full time. Well, before that, I hope so. I hope you're right. Hey, you've been telling me that all along, when I didn't have that many people anyway, and it's going pretty good. I'm almost at 23,000. I may be at 23,000 subscribers right now, but anyway, y'all are definitely helping me. I looked at the stats I get on YouTube every week, and the amount of likes and shares and stuff that y'all are doing to help me out. I really so much appreciate it. I'm just glad y'all enjoy my recipes, and I'm just glad I can help you. So I really do appreciate everything. Tuesday Elder says, regular book, please. Yes, what I'm thinking of is I always like these old school. My nana always had these old Southern cookbooks and stuff. They fold flat, and they've got like the little ring thing, like the little black rings that go all the way down through them where you can lay it down flat. Because, back when I first started cooking and stuff, it's been a while. I won't say how long, but it's been a long time. But I used to have one of those little cookbook holders I'd put the cookbooks on there to hold them open so I could try recipes and stuff. And, the pages end up falling out and all that. But, she had some that would just lay down flat on the counter. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking, just to make it easier. Tony says, can I use ricotta instead of cottage cheese? Yes. In fact, I've got somebody, and you'll probably see some of the comments in these cottage cheese videos that tried out ricotta cheese because they didn't have access to cottage cheese in their country. And the ricotta worked fine. They tried 3 different recipes that I did with cottage cheese, and so they all work perfect. And by the way, while we're all here, leave me a comment down there if you're still liking cottage cheese as an ingredient or not, or if it's getting played out or whatever, because I've got some other things I'm trying out. But I'm loving this cottage cheese as an ingredient. I got in kind of late on it, I think, but I do like it. Java Junkie says, please have a cookbook as I sip my coffee. Donna says, as long as it doesn't have starch ingredients, same as sour cream and cottage cheese. You always check your ingredients because they do. I mean, they add in the craziest stuff that they don't even need to add in. Now, they do add, the heavy cream that I use from Aldi does have like carrageenan in it, which I'm not, to me, that's not a big deal, but it's a thickener. And so it does help a lot of the recipes get a little bit better consistency. If it says less than 2% ingredients, I don't really sweat it too much. But if you're trying to eat super clean, just make sure you check it and, check it out all the way. And just make sure there's nothing in there that you don't like. Mary, sorry if I missed this, but how much weight have you lost on keto and fasting? I've lost, I would say probably 80 to 85 pounds that I know of that when I actually weighed is 75 pounds. My main thing, and if you go back to I think the video is called Why I Started Keto, and I'm going to do another one because a lot of people did not get a chance to see that. I'm going to include some pictures and stuff like that. I just get so excited about putting out these recipes that I don't focus on the other stuff, but I know people want to know that. The main reason I started back on keto this time, this is really probably my third time actually doing it. The first time I was a personal trainer, and we did a bodybuilding diet from the 70s, but it was keto. It wasn't called keto, but we did what a lot of the bodybuilders and stuff did, even though, I was never going to be like Schwarzenegger or anything, but we did a version of that. And I did it once before. I've tried just about everything. But my main reason for starting this time was my blood pressure. My blood pressure was at a dangerously high level. I was eating a ton of carbs, which was kind of a spillover. I wanted to try vegan for a little bit just to see, because I'd watched some documentaries and stuff, and I knew better. But at the same time, I wanted to try it out. And I'm like, hey, some of these recipes and stuff look pretty good, so let's give it a shot. And matter of fact, I came up with a recipe for a mushroom burger that I might actually do on this channel. It ain't a replacement for meat, but it is delicious. But that's probably the best thing that came out of that time of doing vegan. But that eating all those carbs and things like that just kind of spilled over, and my blood pressure got dangerously high. And I'm like, hey, I know what works. I went back, checked out all my numbers. The times that my numbers were the best, even when I wasn't really working out, were when I was doing keto low carb. That's what I'm on from now on. I mean, I don't ever see me going off of it, because when you can eat the foods you like and still have the results you want, be healthy, why change? Anyway, that was my reason for starting. But 75 pounds was the side effect of getting healthy. So, Lynn said, glad you decided to do this every Thursday. I didn't know we had a vote on it, or I would say something for sure. Yeah, I was planning on doing it for once a week, but I did get a lot of comments and stuff, and I really enjoy doing it. I mean, if I can answer one question that helps somebody, then I want to do that. So, so I'm just going to do it every Thursday. So hopefully you can make it. If not, you can always watch it afterwards. You can think of it like as a podcast or something where you can go by. I try to read all the comments and everything and try to answer everything. And so, you can do it like, put it on the background while you're doing something else if you can't make it live. But I love answering the questions live. Somebody's going to put me on the spot and I'm not going to be able to answer it, but I'll answer it for the next time. If I don't know something, I'll find out for you. Catherine said, I drive trucks, so any trucker-friendly ideas would be wonderful, as we're sometimes limited out here. You say that. I've got a buddy of mine that owns a trucking company, and he drives a truck as well now. And he's done a couple of things. He's bought a freezer for the truck. He's bought a little microwave because he's got a sleeper. And he's taken a lot of my things like the microwave bacon grill, the microwave egg cooker. So you can make it a whole lot easier to do it on the road while you're out there trucking. So I'll try to get some more ideas from him too, and see what we can come up with for that. Meal prepping is real important if you're out on the road like that. And having a microwave, you can do however you can do it, or They got the solar cookers you can put up on the dash to heat your food up. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. It's not as easy as if you're at home, but it can be done. And I'll try to remember next time I talk to him, he's out on the road now, but next time I talk to him, I'll try to see what other kind of tips he might have for that. Amy said, I fell off the keto wagon, jumped back on this week. I'm trying OMAD and I like it so far. Yeah. OMAD is not for everybody. 1 meal a day is what OMAD means, and it is not for everybody. Some people have to eat twice a day. Some people can't eat enough in one meal to where you don't have to eat twice a day. I can scarf down some food. I always have been able to. Me and a buddy went to all you can eat wing thing one time, and I tapped out, and he was still going at 80 something wings, and they made him quit. But he was a power lifter, so big dude. But I wasn't anywhere close to that. But I can put down definitely enough food to do 1 meal a day, but not everybody can. Truth Matter said, no need to copy or paste. You're on a laptop. You can highlight it and right click to print. There you go. Good advice. Kudos to your cottage cheese egg pizza crust. Although it looked like an omelet, it fools you. Not eggy at all. Tastes just like a pizza crust when done. It was amazing. Thank you. And if you like it a little crispier than I do, I like that New York pizza type thing that's like dripping. And, it's that's what I was kind of going for on that. But if you add some of that Parmesan cheese in there, maybe that same recipe, add a quarter cup of Parmesan in, it sets up good. We made it like that this week. I'm working on like a deep dish type recipe too. So, Josh, have you priced out the cost for making the keto bread that you do with all the eggs and pork rinds? Seems like buying it might be cheaper, but it's nice to know what's going into your food. Yeah, my cost here was about $8 roughly. But hearing from people all over the country and all over the world, actually, Canada, Europe, Australia, we got about the cheapest pork rinds around here. So some of the pork, I got those. I did 4 bags of pork rinds that were $2 for all 4. They were buy one get one free. They're usually $1 a bag. I got them for $2, and I can find them around here all the time for that same price. Some people can't. So if the chicken, if it's cheaper to buy chicken, you can make that chicken flour like I suggested. And I buy a lot of stuff in bulk too, or I'm always Aldi, Walmart are my top 2. And then I look at all my other grocery store apps and stuff to see what's on sale. So I'm all about saving money. I don't want to pay too much. I'm not going to go in and, I kind of go in with a plan. And if you do that, it's going to end up saving you a lot of money versus just going in and picking out something that looks good. Try going in with a plan. But yeah, about $8 for me to make it. And I mean, we can get, you can get that cheap keto white bread at Aldi for like $5.50 to $6, but it ain't this bread. I can tell you that. I mean, I used it in that cream chip beef, and that video I did. I'm like, man, I knew there was a reason I don't eat this stuff very much. It's that and the styrofoam breads. I just can't do a whole lot. But yeah, depending on where you're at in the country, that cost is going to be a little different. But if you buy in bulk and you plan on making some of these breads, they freeze real good. I like to slice them first and then freeze them. So when you pull them out, it's just like Ezekiel bread. I don't know if you've ever had that. To me, it's one of the best breads. That's kind of what I try to duplicate in this recipe, is that taste and that feel. But it's sliced and they freeze it. You find it in the freezer section. Don't eat it. It's full of carbs. But, back in the day, that was my favorite bread. But I got that from them, of slicing it, then freezing it. And it does just fine. And you can take out 4 slices, thaw it out. You're good to go. Keep the rest in the freezer. Tuesday Elder says, hopefully making the pizza on Saturday. Well, I do hope you enjoy it. And let me know what toppings you're going to use on yours. I love just a plain pepperoni or a margarita. Those are my favorite ones. Carolyn, I've been keto for 5 years, lost 85 pounds. That is awesome. Hey, that's what I did too. And it, having recipes you can eat that you enjoy is key to that too. To me, I can't eat just steak and salt and water. Ain't gonna happen. I can do that for about 3-4 days and I'm done. I began 1 meal a day after several years since I wasn't hungry in the morning. 1 coffee in the morning, dinner around 9 o'clock, and a keto snack. Yep. So I always do mine. If I do 1 meal a day, or if I do 2 meals a day, I'm gonna have my dinner. I'm gonna have my dessert. That's not negotiable. Do you feel like the keto diet helps with health problems the way carnivore diet is so well known for? Yes, I do. Um, I can't do carnivore myself. My blood pressure went back to normal. All my blood work went down to normal. My A1C was in the high end. I mean, almost diabetic. It went back to normal. My triglycerides were through the roof. I've got a family genetic disposition to high triglycerides to begin with. The highest, in y'all may not even believe me on this, the highest my triglycerides were that I measured was 725. My mother went in the hospital one time. Her triglycerides were almost at 1,000, which sounds unbelievably high. But you take that genetic predisposition to it, and you put a bunch of carbs on top of it, and it gets scary. But all that is normal now. So, and I didn't do carnivore. But it depends on your health conditions too. Some people have to do carnivore, at least for a short time, to heal, depending on how bad your health conditions are, how far along they are. Some people have to do carnivore first before your body, or while your body's healing, before you could go into keto or ketovore. So it's just one of the things that you gotta try it out and see. To me, a lot of my stuff, if your ultimate goal is to go carnivore, which is good, I wish I could do it. I can't do it. But to me, mine is like the kind of like the recipes I have could be like a transition to that, or like the gateway drug to carnivore. So, or a lot of us are perfectly well and healthy and feeling great right here. So it just depends on you and what the conditions are that you have to heal. Kerry says, I had to quit coffee and caffeine for 2.5 years because of my body and sensitivity to caffeine. I came back to drinking decaf and it's better for me. Kerry, I did the same thing when my blood pressure was so high and I was doing things with a lot of carbs and things like that. I could not drink coffee. It made, my heart would beat out of my chest. And I think once I've gotten rid of a lot of these food allergens, things like that, I'm not as allergic to the coffee, I would say. But I used to not be able to do that at all. Now I don't have a problem with it, but I do it a lot of times, like when I'm doing these lives, something warm to drink, and I'll do it in the mornings, usually 2-3 days a week, but I don't do it every day. I can stop, anytime. So, because you can you can get addicted to it. It can be, you can't have headaches and stuff. You come off of it or whatever, but, oh, Jan. Hey, Jan, thank you for the $5 super chat. SC Sandlapper here. Got any bread and butter pickle recipes? Actually, I have not done any pickles. My Nana used to pickle all kind of stuff, and I have not done any yet. So I could probably do some. I've done like a cowboy candy and some of the like quick pickle stuff. So I can probably take one of her old recipes and modify it for that. But as far as canning and stuff, I don't, because I don't have that many vegetables left over. But I'll see what I can come up with for you. Probably be like a refrigerator type pickle. But she's got a ton of canning recipes. I just haven't got into that yet. Not to say that I won't, but Josh said it's hard to know about xylitol and erythritol. You can find the study route and see that the one who finds the study was funded by an industry competitor. Yeah, that's true, Josh. And with this erythritol study that just came out, I can't find who funded it all. So if you know, let me know. I tried to find out where the funding came from on that, because that'll always give it away, but I couldn't find it. Just saying, do you have a good recipe for cinnamon rolls? I do. I actually did that just a few videos ago, and if I can remember at the end of this, I will link it down there, but it's probably 6 or 7 videos ago. And I actually did the one, It was from Low Carb Love, I think it is. I know her name's Myra. I can't remember the channel. But I did hers. I just kind of changed it a little bit to modify it the way I liked it a little bit better. But it's excellent. It's really good. And the best way I found to do it is use that keto noodle recipe that I did in that fettuccine video and make it with that. I used Egg Life wraps actually in that video, but the best way to do it is to make those keto noodles and do it that way. It is phenomenal. It's so much better than the Egg Life wraps, in my opinion. Jan says, plenty of the keto and carnivore doctors prefer allulose. Europe considers a novel ingredient, but I don't think it's actually banned. Yeah, I don't know. I believe, to me, it's probably the best one. I don't like it because you have to use so much more of it. And that Magic Bakers that I use has got some allulose in it, and it's got erythritol and stevia. And to me, it's like the perfect taste, because it seems like if you use all erythritol, it's got that like cool flavor. If you use all allulose, even if you add more, it's not quite sweet enough. And the monk fruit is pretty much all erythritol with a little monk fruit thrown in. And if you just add all stevia, it's not doable. So that's why I like that Magic Baker so much. Joe, Wahoo Nanner Pudding. That's right. Hey, it's a good recipe. Keto banana pudding. Yes. I think I'm behind on these comments. I agree with you. You find a lot of keto dessert recipes using way too much sweetener, especially ones that use erythritol. Lynn says, wonderful recipe for cinnamon rolls. Yes. Allulose is best for your health sweetener. I would agree with that. Probably just because of some additional health benefits. But the erythritol, stevia, and allulose blend, to me, that Magic Bakers ain't nothing like it. Gordon Foods is a pre-cooked bacon that's really good. And nuclear fried is perfect. It hasn't raised my sugar more than a couple points. That's good. If you don't have an Aldi, you just need to move. That's right. That's what I always say. If there ain't an Aldi near you, go somewhere that has one. Hands down, my favorite fresh market chain Mondays is half price, $4 a pound. That's the bacon. Yep. Aldi's what's on sale. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do those every Friday. The Aldi what's on sale videos. I'm trying my best. Sometimes I might miss it, but I'm gonna do my best. I went and got the footage today. Sugar-free xylitol gum seems like I found a new addiction. I'm fine with xylitol. The worst thing about xylitol, if you have any dogs in the house, xylitol is poisonous for dogs. I don't know the amount, but xylitol is not good for dogs. So make sure you keep it locked up if you got dogs in the house like I do. Joe says, I watch the shows on Food Network where they go in the factories and everybody else's videos making homemade bacon after the curing process. It is washed off. Yep. You don't have to worry about the sugar cure. Ended up going off keto, only lost 44 pounds in 14 months, switched to high protein, low carb, doing better. Yeah, Debbie, a lot of people are different. A lot of people have to do higher protein. Your body can only absorb so much protein, somewhere between 30 to 40 grams at a sitting. The rest of it just kind of sits there, waiting for your body to be able to metabolize it again. But it does help to fill you up if your body is not using it. Higher fat is good for me. Rose says, I love your cottage cheese recipes. Debbie, hey, Debbie. Been busier than usual. I know you got a lot going on, so I appreciate you stopping in to say hi. Lynn says, yes, with the cottage cheese recipes, it's always in my fridge, so ready to go. Cottage cheese are awesome. Yep. Better late than never. Cottage cheese is good any way you make it. If cauliflower could be mashed potatoes, cottage cheese would be bread and cookies. Yes. Another yes on the cottage cheese recipes. All right, cool. I'm going to keep, I got some good ideas for some things coming out. They're saying, hey to Debbie. I like cottage cheese. Kathy, we're about 3 months into keto this time. I say this time because we were doing pretty good on keto before 2020. Husband's lost 30 pounds and taking so much pressure off his knees. I'm down 12. Yeah, for every 10 pounds you lose, it takes a tremendous amount of pressure off your joints. I mean, it's an unbelievable amount. I could tell it for sure just when I was walking around every day, walking down the stairs in the morning. I mean, I was creaking and popping like I was, like it was something that was just supposed to happen because I was getting older, and it ain't. I mean, once you fix that inflammation and things, I mean, it's unbelievable. So great job to him and you, and keep up the good work on that. Mary, awesome. Looking forward to video on your weight loss. Thank you for your channel. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. Have you tried any spreadable cheeses? I just got 2 from Sam's. One's pimento, one's sharp white cheddar. Going to try it with celery sticks. Pimento cheese is, I mean, that is the South. We'll eat pimento cheese on anything. I did a video on pimento cheese where I make my own pimento cheese, which I love. And it's a lot cheaper than you can buy it in the store. And I also did a copycat Chick-fil-A pimento cheese jalapeno chicken sandwich video using that pimento cheese. So yeah, we love pimento cheese. I use one of Nana's old recipes, just kind of modified it a little bit. And yes, those things are good. The only thing I don't like, I like to try to stay away from seed oils as much as possible, just for the inflammation aspect. Because like I said, if you walk down the stairs every morning, you're cracking and popping, and you get off the seed oils, you get rid of the carbs and all that, and then you get back to how it's supposed to be, and you feel normal, and you're not cracking and popping when you walk down the steps in the morning. And then you eat a little bit of seed oils, and that's the problem. That's why I started making that Duke's mayonnaise myself, using avocado oil instead of the soybean oil that they use, just for the inflammation things. Now we'll still do it. Like if we go camping or something and I don't have time to do all that, I'll go grab it. But I can usually tell a difference in how I feel when I do it. So, but you know, if you can make a homemade one, use my Duke's mayonnaise. I'd use the 2.0 recipe because it's real easy, and make your own. But if you can buy it in the store, I mean, it's a whole lot better for you than a lot of that crap that's out there. So a little bit of seed oil is better than a bunch of sugar, in my opinion. I'm keto under 20 grams or ketovore under 10 grams. Most pork rinds have a chemical taste to me. I use crushed pork panko for breading. Yeah, some people can be, you know, I mean, my numbers to be in ketosis is about 45 grams. So everybody's a little different on that. I know people throw, you know, some numbers out there on what's keto and what's not, but the main thing is how many grams of carbs you can do and keep your body in ketosis. Spiral bound, yes, good. Glad y'all are liking that because that's my idea. So Debbie said, hey to everybody. Carolyn says yes on cottage cheese. Donna says Walmart has some spreadable cheeses that are name brand Alouette. They're really good. Yep. Yeah, those are good. I've tried those before too. Vegan foods can have some ingredients that are not good for you. Absolutely. The main thing vegan foods have is a ton of carbs and chemicals. Like they try to duplicate meat with like this Beyond Meat. I mean, read the ingredients on that and tell me how that's going to be good for you. In any way, you can't pronounce 3/4 of them. Donna says, gotta go get my child from work. I'll be listening again on my cell. Donna, thank you for being here. I appreciate you showing up. And I know you've been busy working. So 2 weeks, you won't be working on Thursdays. You'll be here the whole time. Awesome. Tuesday, I'm trying keto again too, along with Body for Life workout, looking to help insulin resistance. And you can definitely do that on keto. Law Nerd Papa, hello. On your pizza crust, have you tried that in a pan pizza? I've been on keto for 6 months, lost 70 pounds. Awesome. Great job. Great job. A pan pizza, I'm assuming you're talking about like a thick crust. I'm working on one now. I tried just doubling the recipe and it didn't come out as good as I wanted. So I'm working on trying to modify a couple of things for that. If that's what you're talking about, let me know in the comments if that's what you mean. Josh said Instant Pot for truckers isn't a bad idea either. Right. I travel with non-perishable Epic brand keto bars like beef, bison, bacon. Good. It's a good hack too. Wendy says, I lost 145 pounds on keto. That is amazing. That is awesome. Keto foods, 8 to 10 miles exercise daily, lots of water, 22 to 24-hour fasting. I feel so healthy. Diabetes, lymphedema, RLS, sleep apnea, gastritis, colitis, and no more meds. That is absolutely fantastic, Wendy. Great job on that. And that's what I'm saying. You don't necessarily have to be carnivore. Some people may have to be, but keto, getting off those sugars, getting off those starches, getting off those carbs, I mean, that's going to get her done. If it doesn't, just use mine as a gateway drug to the carnivore. $1.25 a bag for pork rinds at Dollar Tree. Yep. I don't know how big that bag is. The ones that I bought were 2¼ ounces, I believe. And I needed 4 bags of those for that bread. And they were buy one, get one free. They were 99 cents, and then they were buy one, get one free. So 2 bones. Java said, yep, awesome, Wendy Martin. Yep. Can't go wrong with a good pepperoni pizza. That's right. Make my own copycat Alouette. Forgot how good it is. It is good. I'd love to see your version of low carb refried beans. That's one of my favorites that I miss. I've tried doing a couple different things with the refried bean thing. And I may try to do it again, just using some different ingredients I've thought about, because we love Mexican food. And so there's a lot of things I'd like to try that use that. So a couple ideas, the black soybeans, but I'd really rather try to do it without any beans. So Chris Cook in Nashville has got a video of refried beans. They're carnivore refried beans. That's good. I've tried that. But I may try to make something with some ingredients I've been thinking about for doing it. I just haven't done it yet. What conditions would make you go towards carnivore? I would say autoimmune diseases. In a lot of cases, you just need to have the carbs so low. I would say, really, really extreme type 2 diabetes, type 1 diabetes, just conditions where you need to get your health as low or your carbs as low as possible. Some really, really severe conditions that I won't name, but you probably know what I mean, like really, really, some of the top leading causes of death in America. I would say for using food for healing, I would try, carnivore to go at least on an elimination program to know what's going to work for you, what you're allergic to, and then kind of add foods in slowly after that and see your response to them. Because if you go totally like a clean carnivore and then you slowly add stuff back in, you're going to know what your food allergens are, what behaves a certain way in your body. You'll know it, because you'll wake up the next day if you eat something you just tested out. You'll wake up the next day like, oh man, my joints are aching, I'm inflamed, this and that. You'll know that was what did it if you use it like as an elimination diet. So I would say some of the more serious concerns, to me, I would try keto first. It's the easiest thing to go to because you can have foods like the recipes I do where you can eat the foods that you enjoy and still be keto, get rid of the carbs, get rid of the sugars, and start to heal yourself. If you find out that's not working, go to a more meat-heavy form, ketovore. And then if you've still got conditions that are not fixing themselves, then try carnivore at that point. Benita, have you done any meetups? I have not done any meetups. I know there's a few people that watch that are in my area too. In fact, I've talked to a couple people about doing some sort of a conference or like a get together, at some point in the future. Now is not a good time for it, but sometime in the future, hopefully doing something and just having some fun and getting together with the Southern Keto family and keto family in general and carnivore and ketovore and all the low carb community, just kind of getting together. Amy said, have you ever tried pickled eggs? Yes, I have tried pickled eggs. I haven't made pickled eggs, but I've tried pickled eggs and they are good. I love them. Java Junkie says, coffee actually makes me relax. If you had a piece of chocolate, I'd fall into a hard sleep. Kind of you wake up and ask yourself, is that a sunrise or sunset while looking out the window? Yep. And I'm assuming by the name Java Junkie that you drink a lot of coffee. And so if I do a lot of caffeine and stuff, it kind of affects me the same way. Like, and my wife drinks a bunch of coffee. And so like she could drink one before bed and be just fine. Like me, I'm drinking now so I can stay up, finish editing my video for Saturday, do my shorts for tomorrow, and then hang out with family for a little bit too. So I do it now so I can stay up for a little while. But I have not tried Scotch eggs. Now I've heard of them, and I thought about making some, and so maybe I should. Maybe I should try it out. And I am working on a hollandaise sauce and eggs Benedict using that bread. So that should be coming. Let's see. Bonnie, I tried your bread and it looks beautiful. Not sure if I should have baked it longer because it acts like the 2 sticks of butter loaf, even though I did one. Great grilled cheese. So, yes, and depending on your altitude, depending on your oven, you may need to bake. And you can, you can even cut it in half and try the one end. But somebody made a great suggestion. I did another loaf the other day and I tried this and it worked great. Internal temperature. So I put my probe in there, my temperature probe, 200 degrees, it comes out perfect. So if you got an internal temperature of 200, you should be good to go. If not, and like with the 2 sticks of butter, we're making Reubens. I'm going to do that video soon, but we make Reubens and we bake them. You only have to do it in the pan. So I want to make it really easy for people, especially if you just started cooking or if you're new to keto cooking, or if you don't like messing with pans and things like that. We wanted to do one that you could bake. So that's why I did the 2 sticks of butter to begin with, so that you could just bake things, because a lot of people don't like messing with pans and flipping. And, I love it myself, but a lot of people don't. So we made it where you could bake it. The French toast, if you do a Reuben in a pan, you don't have to add butter to the pan, or you can bake it either way. French toast, you don't have to do, we'll do that video too. But so yeah, I'd try baking it just a little bit longer. But if it is too wet, if you got a toaster oven, just take a couple pieces, stick it in the toaster oven. It'll finish cooking it. Or you can put it in the regular oven for a little bit if you don't have a toaster oven. Just put it in, I would say 350 for, 2-3 minutes and check it. See if it's cooked all the way through. Should still be soft, but not overly moist. So that is something you can do. So I hope that helps. Yeah, it does make a great grilled cheese. I mean, it's awesome. And you don't, like I said, you don't have to put butter on the bread. You don't have to put butter in the pan. If you use the 2 sticks, you just put the bread down, put the cheese on it, flip it, and then, eat your grilled cheese. Lynn says 20 thumbs up for your Duke's mayonnaise. Yeah, I appreciate it. I love that one. The 2.0 to me is my favorite. But I also did a Duke's bacon mayonnaise that I love. It's got, Duke's doesn't have a bacon flavor. So, I can just take the bacon flavor on anything anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. But I love the first one I love. But the 2.0 I really love because it's a lot easier to do. It's a little more spreadable right out of the fridge. And then that bacon one is something else. But yeah, thank you. Glad you enjoy that one. Chosen Mayo uses avocado oil instead of seed oils. I get it cheaper at Costco. Yes. I've not tried the Chosen brand. The Primal Kitchen, to me, it just tastes. It's super expensive. First of all, it tastes rancid to me, like it's been sitting in a warehouse for months and months until it goes bad. Some of you may like it. I just don't. And so I just want to do my own mayonnaise. And my favorite is Duke's. So I try to come up with a flavor profile that tastes like Duke's. And I think it does. Let's see. Please work on refrigerated pickles. Miss my spicy bread and butter pickles. And Java Junkie, you're welcome for the information regarding carnivore. Hey, Paula, how are you? Glad you made it. Truth matters. I also like it when you address freezing recipes. I'm one person on lazy keto who like to cook ahead and freeze more things. Yeah, most of what I do, most of the recipes I use, because of the ingredients, you can freeze all of them. Like any of my holiday recipes, like even now that like I'll do a bunch of those cream of mushroom condensed soups. I'll make a ton of that at one time, freeze all of them just to use in different recipes. I'll make green bean casserole. I'll make, all those kind of recipes. They all freeze great and thaw out good. And the only things that I don't feel like are going to freeze really good are things like keto donuts or stuff that uses almond flour. Even that lemon dessert freezes great. I recommend freezing it before you even eat it, letting it thaw and then eating it, and then refreezing it. So I think it works real good for most everything. There's some that are just not going to freeze good, that are meant for, obviously anything like cauliflower rice or things like that. They're not going to freeze the best. But Elizabeth, truth matters. I wonder if you can add spices to sugar-free bread and butter pickles. I can't remember the brand, but it's a major brand. I keep them around. Yeah, golly, I got some of those pickles in my fridge right now because I use their. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. I use their sugar-free sweet relish. Hang on. Yeah, Mount Olive. Now it does use Splenda in there, but the amount that's in there, I don't sweat it again. It's like the less than 2% rule for me. Yeah, Mount Olive is a real good. I use their sweet relish in a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, the Reuben recipe that I'm gonna be doing, where we bake them, I made my Thousand Island dressing, and that's what I used in it, was that Mount Olive sweet relish in there. And so, yeah, you could definitely add some spice into that and make them. And let's see. Tried Vlasic sugar-free pickle relish, so I haven't tried that one. Paula says, thank you for all you do in this great group. Well, thank you. I appreciate you watching, and you're certainly welcome. I'm just glad I can help. Jerry says, have you tried freezing your bread? I made some last night. It's amazing. I'm the only person that will be eating it. Yes. I actually froze a whole loaf, and it did fine when I thawed it out. But what I would recommend doing is going ahead and slicing it into the size pieces that you want, so that you don't have to thaw it all at one time. You can put it in plastic wrap, or you can in plastic wrap, or a gallon freezer bag in plastic wrap. And then that way, when you get ready and you want, say, 4 pieces for the next couple of days, you just take the 4 pieces that are already cut out, thaw those, and then the rest is in there. You don't have to use it all at one time. So that's what I recommend. And we did, because I'm doing a bunch of different sandwiches right now using that bread for videos. We thawed out a whole loaf at one time and are using that for different things. But if you'll slice it first, then you can just take out the amount you need. And that would be what I recommend, especially if it's just you that's going to be eating it. That'd be the best way to do it. You can just pop 4 pieces off, throw them in the fridge, and thaw them out. Elizabeth said, glad to help. What spices you need to put in? My husband likes spicy stuff. Well, if he likes spicy stuff, I would just get some little bit of cayenne pepper and some smoked paprika and mix it in there till he can't stand it anymore. For a whole jar of pickles, I'd probably put in about 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika and maybe about a half teaspoon if he likes it real spicy. But depends on how spicy he likes it. He might want even more than that. Some people use that. Some people use those drops, the capsaicin drops. I can't do that. I don't like to hurt while I'm eating. I like to enjoy it. I like it spicy, but I like the flavor too. Catherine says bacon makes everything better. Yes, it does. Carnivore got rid of my edema and reduced the inflammation in my joints, but I got bored, so I alternate between carnivore and keto. I have RA and never eat gluten because it makes my joints hurt. Yep. Joe says chosen is much better than Primal Kitchen. I can only imagine. I can't imagine anything not being better than Primal Kitchen. But they were kind of the OGs, the first ones that came out with that mayonnaise. But man, it's tough to eat for me. I bought a bunch on sale one time. They had it on closeout, and the date was still like 6 months away. And I'm like, cool, that's no problem. It was like $2 a container instead of 10. I'm like, well, that's better for camping like than taking Dukes with me. So I'm gonna get some. And not to talk bad about anybody. I mean, they did great work by putting that out there instead of seed oils, but it's hard for me to swallow. Elizabeth said, my husband has a t-shirt that says I would grow my own food if only I could find bacon seeds. Absolutely. Kate says there's going to be a cookbook in the future. Yes, I plan on hopefully next year. I'm hoping to get a cookbook done for you next year. It just depends on how this thing goes. If I'm at if it keeps growing the way it's growing now, then I don't see a problem with doing that. But with working full time and doing this kind of on the side, it's difficult because that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to edit videos and things like that too. Sitting down and doing a cookbook and photos and all that is going to take a lot of time and a lot of work. So, but I'm hoping to have it done next year for you. Long Nerd probably, yes, thick crust. I'm trying a few things out this evening, so wish me luck. Well, hey, let me know how that goes too. Leave me a comment now here if you find something that works good. I tried doubling the crust recipe. I tried doubling the crust recipe and adding about half a cup of Parmesan. I wasn't real happy about either one of them because it didn't seem to get cooked enough in the middle for my liking. So, let me know if you do something that works out, and maybe I can do it on here. Yep, Mount Olive for pickles. Yep. Let's see, I lost my spot here. I do freeze baked goods all the time. I use Victoria's Keto flour blend. It has almond flour in it. Yeah, I tried doing the donuts. Don't try doing my donuts and freezing them. You need to eat those. You need to eat those fresh because it's something with the almond flour. If you get moisture in that almond flour and freeze it, with that recipe. Now I don't know her recipe. I don't like to buy a lot of powders and fibers and stuff like that to make it. I like whole ingredients the most I can get. But those donuts, I tried freezing them just to see, and it didn't work out so well. Celeste, I also don't like Primal mayonnaise. Chosen is delicious. Reminds me of Miracle Whip, which I used to eat. It's another video I got to do. I've got a Miracle Whip recipe that I tried to make for my mom, and so I need to get that one done for you this fall, winter. The Hellman's and the Miracle Whip. I think I got one that came out pretty good. The dried whole red peppers are what I'm gonna try. It sounds good. Good idea with the red peppers. Yep, Mount Olive is the brand. Kathy says I'm looking forward to the cookbook. Well, good. I am hoping to get that done for you next year. Yeah, everybody hit the like button for me, please, and share it with somebody if you think it might help them. Even after we're done with the live, maybe they can go back and watch it. Y'all share so many things. It's just amazing to me whenever I get my report every week from YouTube at the amount of shares and the way you're helping this thing grow, which is going to help me continue to be able to do this, to make some more great recipes and take more suggestions from you on recipes to do and have the time to do it. So I really appreciate y'all being here and sharing this and showing up more than anything and watching the videos when they come out. And even videos that you don't like, even foods you don't like. I get a lot of people that just come to watch anyway, because you never know what I'm going to say. That's a fact. So Never know what's gonna pop up. There's something pretty good on this one coming out Saturday too. Even if you don't like nanner pudding, um, you can make chocolate pudding with that recipe. You can make vanilla pudding with it. You can do a maple pudding if you want. I mean, I got all the extracts up in the cabinet, so any of those things you want to make, you can make with this recipe. But it's awesome. I mean, it's a good one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you the thumbnail real quick because y'all know I don't put the carb count. I'm sure you see all the time that I get these questions about carb count and what it is, and I'm not gonna mislead anybody about anything like that. It's you need to go in and do your own research, take control of your own health, and put it in Carb Manager with the brands you're going to use. Here's the thumbnail for, if you can see, I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't believe you're going to be able to see it. No, you can't see that a bit. Oh, well. Anyway, it's one day I'm going to get some good streaming software too, so I can share my screen and we can go through some of these news stories and some of these studies and things like that and kind of break them apart. But right now I'm kind of limited to what YouTube lets me do on these lives. And I don't have any fancy software, so I can screen share or anything like that. But anyway, it's a picture of me and Paula Dean, so you probably won't be able to miss it if you're scrolling through on Saturday morning at 9 Eastern. That's when it's coming out. So looking for, yep. Everybody put your DNA on that like button. I would definitely appreciate it. If you hit those likes and loves and all that, that really helps. And it'll push it out to more people that YouTube thinks it'll help too. The more y'all engage with it, the more people we can help on here. Primal is rancid tasting to me too. I prefer Chosen. I need to try your 2.0 because they used a lot of mayonnaise. Made her sandwiches. Yes. Hey, this bread with tomato sandwiches, I'm telling you right now, it is the truth. Yeah, and you'll be able to this 2.0. I've been working on it because a lot of people, when I put out that Duke's mayonnaise to begin with, now I've been making mayonnaise for years, even before I went back to keto again. I've been making mayonnaise, so I'm really good with it. I know my immersion blender and things like that. People were having trouble with it, depending on the immersion blender. Some people said it was just too liquidy, so I made it really easy to do. So the 2.0, I haven't seen anybody yet that said that it didn't work for them. So try that one. The first one's out there. It works fine, but it's a little tougher. And it does depend on your immersion blender. If you don't have the same revolutions per minute as mine does on it, you got to hold it down longer before you start moving and pulling the immersion blender out. Where this 2.0 seems to work fine no matter what, just because of the method that I use. And I just kind of tweaked it a little just to make it what I thought would be easier, and it seems to be. So Kathy, does the keto diet help with autism? I know it helps with epilepsy. Kind of a medical question, so I would I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to put a link down here. Let me write this down real quick so I don't forget. I'm going to put a link down there below after this is over to a study on autism. Hang on, that screen just get real fuzzy, or is it just me? I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to link something down there for you so that you can read it for yourself, because I'm not a doctor. I'll put that disclaimer in there. I know a lot about this stuff, but some folks don't like it too much if you're not a doctor and you're giving any sort of medical advice. So I'm not giving medical advice, but I will link something down there for you about that subject. Truth matters, I used to make a rice recipe that my mom calls Spanish rice. Nothing Spanish about it. Probably a good housekeeping recipe. Yeah, and I've done Spanish rice. I did I think it was a short where I did a Mexican casserole. with some Spanish rice, some Spanish cauliflower rice in there. John says, I agree with you about Primal Kitchen. The chosen brand definitely tastes much better without that rancid taste. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out because I would love to have a clean one that doesn't taste like it's been sitting somewhere and fermenting for months and months. So I'd definitely like to check that out. And it seems like y'all like this chosen brand, so sounds good to me. Truth matters was cooked ground beef, diced tomatoes, seasoned it, added rice, cauliflower. So we appreciate you too. Well, I appreciate you being here. And Deborah, you're welcome for this live. I'm going to be doing these every Thursday now, so hope you can make most of them. I hope you can learn something from them. And like I said, I'll do my best to answer every question, but if I don't know it, I'll find out for you, and we'll get it done. Tuesday, all, thank you for making the videos. Love the humor that goes along with it. Well, I try to make them fun because there's nothing worse to me than watching a boring video, and some of mine might be boring, but I try my best to make sure there's at least a little something in there to keep you entertained. So I'm glad you enjoy it. Buffering. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of because it looks a little bit fuzzy to me right here. I love a keto pistachio pudding. Amy, I can definitely do that. I'm going to do some different pudding recipes coming up. And so I can do the pistachio. I love pistachio myself. I think it says Losi made your marinara and meatballs, and they clean their plates. It was so good. I was told it's the best they've ever had. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, that meatball video didn't get nearly enough views. Nobody was really watching the channel back then, and I was just so excited about all the things I had made over the last year or so, and I want to put them all out there. And but yeah, that meatball recipe is awesome. So we probably make that once a month, maybe a little more. And I make a ton of that marinara sauce and freeze it, and so we always have that when we need it. And the other night we decided I'm gonna do like some quick and easy 10-minute meals you can put together in like 5 minutes and bake for 10-15 minutes. And so I went to Aldi the other day and got a jar of their marinara sauce instead of thawing mine out, just so I can show people, if you can go to the grocery store and you got a few minutes and you can go there and get all the ingredients you need and put dinner together, something healthy and quick and easy, and you can do it. So I went and actually bought some the other day, which I normally don't do, but it was really easy and it's something you can put together real quick. So I'm gonna do 2 or 3 of those in the same video. Let's see. 22Q Cat Lynn says, I've been enjoying your shorts, showing some of your older stuff I missed. Keep them coming. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been going back and trying to do, if I don't have a video coming out that day, I've been trying to go back to my older recipe videos and just making a short out of it and linking that original video to it. And I will tell you, I don't think my videos are that great now, but they're a whole lot better than they used to be. But if you can sit through some of the video, the recipes are, they've always been good because I don't put out anything as far as a video with a recipe in it unless it's right. If it ain't right, I'll keep going. That's why it took me a year to come out with this bread. So I'm kind of glad because the video quality now is better than it was back then for sure. But yeah, I'm trying to put those out every day. I'm trying to do the Aldi videos on Friday, the shorts. So if you're going to the grocery store over the weekend, you know what's on sale at Aldi, what the deals are. And a lot of times they're not super, super great, but if you can save 50 cents on something, it's 50 cents you can spend on something else or save. So Aldi's got cheap prices anyway, but I just try to show you what, they've got on sale and products that you need. What I'm probably going to do, I found out something about those gluten-free cookies and the low carb cookies. So I may put that one out tomorrow. So I may do a top 5 best deals. And then I'll show you something I found out about those low carb, which are now gluten-free keto cookies that were so good for so long. But yeah, every other day I'm trying to put out one of my old videos as a short and a link to that old video so you can get some good recipes and just some different things till I get some other stuff coming out. Truth Matter says I made the keto Reese's peanut butter chocolate recipe. Really good. Yeah, that's my favorite. That's one thing out of probably everything that we usually always have in the fridge is her Reese's peanut butter cup bars. Tuesday also I tried the first one, gets my immersion blenders crap, so I'll definitely try 2.0. And yeah, not to say it's crap, it's just that one's kind of picky based on your immersion blender and the revolutions a minute. So, you know, if I show myself going like 5 seconds before doing it, you might have to go 10 or whatever. But I think that 2.0 is pretty much. I haven't heard anybody yet so far that said it didn't work for them. So unless they're just not saying, and normally if it doesn't work, people will tell you. But that first one was definitely, I think, immersion blender dependent. Kathy, you're welcome. I'm gonna put that link down there after I get that. Well, I have to put it down there after this actually posts, because what happens when I end a live, it has to go through its thing and it takes a few hours to actually upload to where you can watch it after the fact. So once it does that, I'll go in and put that down in the comments for you. Truth Matters, what do you think of raw milk? I've joined a herd share. I do imagine have a glass of raw milk with my supplements at night. No cravings, no snacks needed. Raw milk is so different and yummy. I mean, I personally, as long as the thing with raw milk, you don't know what the sugar count is. So if you're doing true keto, if you're doing low carb, I don't have a problem with it at all. I love raw milk. Matter of fact, I've got a dairy probably 10 miles up the road that I used to go to a lot. Now I kind of make my own milk, which is coming out in that video on Saturday too. But I used to go there, and I mean, this is a place where you go in, he's got a fridge sitting up, and you go in and get your gallon of raw milk and you put the money in the jar. That's how it is. You know, it was the honor system. And I think there's a lot of positives and negatives about it. Some people just like, I know lactose intolerant people can usually do raw milk. But there could be some other allergens in there. I think it's fine if it works for you. I always liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. But now at this point, just because of the sugar aspect that's in milk, in whole milk, I don't do it. It's just one of those things too. Just, I'd recommend just check your blood sugar hour after, 2 hours after, and see how it works for you. Loner Papa will do. Thank you for all you do. And yeah, I appreciate you letting me know how that works out for you. You can always update the videos and maybe give more insights or something. Just please don't erase or remove the old stuff. Some of us like stuff from the beginning. Well, good, because I can't go back and watch them myself. It's hard for me to do, but it's hard for me to watch them now too. Honestly, when I'm going back and editing, I'm like, man, why did you say that? But yeah, I won't ever remove them. They'll always be there forever. But yeah, I may go in and do some updates like I did with that Duke's one when I came up with a better recipe. I came in and just updated with my better recipe. Benita, I appreciate all your hard work creating these recipes for all us Southerners. Absolutely. Barbara, I made a batch of your keto clusters the other day. So yummy. Yeah, those things are awesome. Deborah says, your peanut butter cup bars are a staple in my refrigerator. Delicious. They are too. They are. I mean, we keep those things in there all the time, pretty much. Java Junkie, I second your comment, Benita. Well, hey, y'all are certainly welcome. I do lazy keto, more like low carb. Got rid of the white food and processed food. Yeah, that's what Paula Dean said too. You'll see my take on her recipe on Saturday morning at 9. But that's what she said helped her. And if y'all hadn't seen Paula Dean lately, she looks like a totally different person than she did. But she said she cut out all the white stuff in the house, all the flour, the sugar, all the processed crap, and she's lost some weight, and she's probably still doing the butter because butter ain't gonna hurt you. It's the other stuff. Mike, since you mentioned the South, you need to do a version of Alabama white sauce or other barbecue sauces. Yeah, and I've got a couple barbecue sauce videos that I do that are on my channel, and I do need to do that Alabama white sauce. I haven't made that stuff in a long time, but I could definitely do that. Well, we have been, let's see, hour and 34 minutes. So if y'all got any questions, drop them on here real quick, and I will answer them for you. See if I had anything else that I wanted to go over. Just tell you what I got coming up is the Saturday, the nanner pudding. Tuesday is a butter chicken. And I was really surprised about that honey chicken. That honey chicken's awesome. And a lot of you liked it and everything, but I hadn't had anything like the amount of people who have been on there making that bread recipe and posting on my Facebook group. I mean, I love seeing those pictures coming in, and love all the success stories about it and the bread. So yeah, make sure you join that Facebook group. Of course, it's free to do, but it's a private group. So, you know, if you're vegan shaming friends, you know, are going to give you a hard time about posting keto stuff, you can come in that group. They won't be able to see it. So I made that group private for that reason, because people said I'm getting things on my feed, on my regular news feed, and my vegan friends are mad and this and that. And so anyway, that Southern Keto, carnivore, low carb tribe, something like that. It's down in the description. You can link to it, and I'll let you in there. Just join us private. So it says something about membership questions. You don't have to answer it. Just know I'll boot you if you get in there acting crazy. But I don't care about the membership questions. I had to kick out a couple bots already that were just in there spamming and things like that. But anyway, it's a good group. If you post anything in there, I love seeing the pictures of the bread and all the recipes and things. And you can go in there and post where you can't post on YouTube. YouTube won't let you do pictures. Hope they change that in the future, but right now they're not. Truth Matters, this has been great. Thank you. Thank you, Truth Matters. Wife would like to know your choice for coffee creamer. I really mostly drink my coffee black. Especially if I got time to do the French press, and I use that any of the flavored coffees. And I will do a creamer occasionally. I usually just do a heavy cream, some flavor drops, and some sweetener. We'll also get not the cleanest, but we'll get the sugar-free ones from Aldi, just because they're easy, especially like for camping or something, because my wife likes, adding a little bit of cream in hers and sweetener. And the sweet drops are what I'm talking about. They're like stevia drops. They got all kind of flavors, but sweet drops is the name of them. But like they've got a raspberry one that she loves. It's a chocolate raspberry. They've got vanilla. They got caramel. They got just about all the flavors you would want, but they're called sweet drops. I think they're linked. I think I got them linked in my Amazon store too, which is where we get them from. Let's see. Truth Matters. Yep. Bananas are high carb and high sugar, and that's why there's no bananas in this. It does use a banana extract, and it tastes better. My problem with banana, I grew up on banana pudding. All right. I always hated the bananas in there, how they get all brown and mushy and nasty. So I always asked my nana, hey, can you make the banana pudding but not have the actual bananas themselves in there? And I mean, there was no way. So, the flavor was great, but I hated that like mushy brown bananas. And this thing right here is smooth, it's creamy, tastes better than banana pudding, and it doesn't have any of those nasty brown bananas in there. So I think you'll like it. So, yeah, there's definitely no bananas in it. Hi from upstate New York. Well, hey, all the way up there. I think y'all temperatures are probably hotter than ours are down here right now. And she said, thanks for what you're doing. And you were very welcome. Java Junkie, have you tried any of those Magic Spoon cereals? No, because they're $10 a box. I've seen them. I'm fine with them, but $10 for a box of cereal. I've got a I got a Cocoa Pebbles cereal recipe coming out soon, and it's a crazy one, but it's I mean, where a box of those are $10, a box of this would be like $3. So I don't have a. I mean, if you really miss cereal, but like that price is just outrageous to me. The Catalina Crunch, I have tried that because it was on sale one time, like buy one get one, and it's a little weird. I like it more as a snack than like as a cereal, just like as something to munch on. But yeah, I mean, I might try it one day just so I can say that I've tried it, and if anybody asks, I'll be able to tell them about it. And Jan, good night, Jim. Have a good night. But it would have to be on a pretty good sale for me to be able to buy it. And then, hey, if you ever see it on sale anywhere, mention it in one of my videos so I can go and check it out. I had to rewatch this. Got here way late. Well, hey, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, the coffee creamer ideas, like I said, heavy cream, those sweet drops. Just check my Amazon store down there, and you should be able to find them in there. And just a little bit of extra sweetener if you want it. Those are pretty sweet, and you can use them by the drops. And a little bit goes a long way, and they last for a while. My rules back 20 years ago when I started low carb: no bread, potato, pasta, rice, or sugar. Nothing white except cauliflower. That's right. Now with keto, I can eat some of those again. Yeah, breads, potatoes, pastas, rices, or sugar. Because what it does in your body, I mean, they're carbs, but once your body metabolizes them, it turns to sugar. So it's no different. Tater chips are no different than Oreo cookies at the end of the day. The carbs are the carbs. They turn to sugar, and they do the same thing in your body. So people wonder why they got diabetes and they don't like sweets. Like, well, I don't understand why my blood sugar is so high. But they're eating potatoes, and they're eating bags of potato chips and rice and all that. That's what it does. Bagels, breads, I mean, all that just turns to sugar. Catherine, hope you have a good night too. Up there in Wisconsin. Oh yeah, good Facebook private group. We have secrets. Yep. And nobody else can see them if you're not in the group. So Amy gonna head to bed running about 2 hours sleep, so I'm exhausted. Well, I understand. That's why I'm drinking coffee. I'm running on a little sleep myself. So I appreciate you being here, being able to be on here tonight. How funny. I fell for it. No nanners. That's right. So it's a no nanner pudding. Yep. Good night, Amy. Good night, Catherine. Paula, good night. You are very welcome. Yeah. I love that chocolate chip pizza. I put the picture of mine that I ate last night on that Facebook group. And after you put yours on there. So I did mine. Good night, Donna. Good night, Mike. Less than 10 carbs a day. That's really good. Good night, Lynn. It's been great. Try to tune in next week. 1 meal a day. Good for you, Kate. Yep. Well, y'all, I really appreciate you being here once again. We'll do this again next Thursday. And like I said, if you're in that Facebook group and you want to put some questions in ahead of time, if for some reason you can't be here, I'll try to answer them on. But I'd rather you be here so I can answer them live for you. That way, if you got any more questions, any kind of follow-up questions to my answer, you can post it down there too. And anyway, yeah, y'all join the Facebook group. I'll go on here in a little bit and accept all your requests. Say hey in there. And like I said, this is just not my recipes. If you got any keto recipes that you like, post them in there. No problem. Um, I've made that group just to help everybody. And if you post somebody else's recipe, it might give me an idea for another video too. So we'll do that. Kathy, thank you. Appreciate you being a member. And yeah, everybody give it a thumbs up on your way out. And Kathy, I'll make sure as soon as this posts back on there, I'll put that information on there about autism for you. And yep, I appreciate the interaction too. And yeah, this is going to stay a good group of friendly people because I ain't putting up with any crap. If you see people come on my videos and start being rude, this is I'm trying to build a community here where we can all come on, help each other, support each other. There's some great success stories in here already. I want there to be more. I want you all to support each other, and I'm not putting up with any crap. So, a lot of people don't respond to comments, and their comment section on their videos are just a dumpster fire. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I mean, I'll boot somebody in a minute. I don't care. You come on and, disrespect somebody in the group or the community. You got one shot. If it's not too bad, I might give you a warning, but other than that, it ain't happening. So I want everybody to be able to come in here, support each other, talk to each other, and just be respectful. I mean, that's just life. That's the way life should be. And if you can't respect the people, then you ain't gonna be on the group, or you're not gonna be on my YouTube page. Period. So anyway, no angry vegans allowed. Tuesday Elder, I hope you have a great weekend. Also, hope to see you on that video on Saturday morning with that nanner pudding. Yeah, the angry vegans. Hey, I need me a good angry vegan. They're eating bacon undercover anyway. That was a study they did recently that 80% of vegans are eating meat on the down low. So they want to be here. They just can't, or they can't tell you they are anyway. So. Yep, thank you. Crappy actors, you can assign some of us as moderators. Yep, I may end up doing that as this grows a little bit. And thank you. Thank you, Law Nerd Papa. Let me know how that pizza comes out. And hey, y'all have a great weekend. Hope to see you Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, for some nanner pudding and some keto milk. Sorry I couldn't make a full 8-minute video on a 4-ingredient recipe, but I just decided to put it in there instead. So nanner pudding that you can customize to make vanilla, chocolate, whatever you want, strawberry. Sky's the limit on that. And some keto milk to use in future recipes too. So thank y'all so much for being here. And we'll see you Saturday. And don't forget my shorts tomorrow for the Aldi deals if you got an Aldi near you. See y'all later.